Welcome back, everybody. This is Dark Souls. I am Lunaris, and we are about to head across this bridge. Yeah, This is a new game session, so I had to take a minute to figure out what I was doing again. But we need to head across this bridge and open the door on the left-hand side. But we also need to worry about the dragon, because dragons are assholes. So let's go. We're not getting any younger, and the dragon's not getting any less stupid. Get out of the way, please. Gonna just run past all these guys. Gonna get hit by an arrow. Here comes dragon. Holy shit. Holy shit, this might be bad. Thank goodness for heavier armor. Because we would not have survived that had it not been for the armor. Now that we're back over here, is Solaire still standing here? Yes, he is. Hi, Solaire.
Oh, hello there. I will stay behind to gaze at the sun. The sun is a wondrous body, like a magnificent father. If only I could be so grossly incandescent.
You're awesome, Solaire. Stay awesome. So, yeah, now we're going to go into the Undead Burg, the lower area, and we use the basement key. We have a really long ladder, because apparently this is one hell of a basement. I find it kind of odd that they call the entire area the basement, or like the door leading to the area the basement. I kind of wonder what the purpose behind that was. Oh, there's some dogs and some fire. So we're going to have to keep an eye on both of those things. So here's a new enemy type that they've not introduced to us before. The dogs. They are very fast, very sporadic, and they can attack in combos and attack in groups and really overwhelm you if you're not prepared. Which I guess it makes kind of sense a little bit, because there are a few other enemies down here that function in much the same way. But before we head down that way, we're going to go up these stairs, because there is a shortcut up here. Open up this door. Kill those guys. And just to make things simple, gotta love that poise, man. They can't knock you out of that stance when you have so much poise. Now we have a shortcut to this bonfire. Excuse me. We're going to go ahead and rest there, even though it respawns all the enemies, just in case something happens and something silly happens and we die. We'll be right close to this next area. This guy going to come up and say hi with his sword? Come on, man. I guts all day. Well, actually, I do have kind of all day, but whatever. Ooh, we got a battle axe. That would actually be a really good weapon if we didn't have this sword. It's a decent starting weapon for its strength and dexterity requirements. So if you happen to be playing a new character and you're not sure where to start, if you can get a hold of a battle axe and start wielding it right away, that'll be good times for you. I almost forgot that the dogs respawned. Man, it's a good thing I'm good at Dark Souls or whatever. I was gonna say, if I just locked myself into like an eternal box of ass whooping, that's not a good thing. So if you'll notice that every time the dogs hit me, a little meter pops up underneath my character. And that meter is the measure of how much bleed damage I've taken. When that little meter gets all the way full, it will do 33% of my total max health. So if I'm down below 33% of my health, no matter what my health total is, it will kill me if I start bleeding out. And it builds up per hit, and then once it maxes out, it deals that much damage, in addition to the damage you might be taking from attacks. So it works kind of like the frenzied status from Bloodborne, if you're familiar with Bloodborne.
Somebody, please let me out of here. Somebody, anybody, help me. Unlock the door. Damn, I'm finished. How did this ever happen?
Alright, so there's somebody stuck behind this door, and we're going to help him get out. This is the door that the residence key is actually for. The master key will not open this door. So if you want to save this guy, you have to use the residence key.
Brilliant. You opened the door for me. Thank you. I'm saved. I thought I might never escape. I am Griggs of Vinheim, a sorcerer of the school. I am much obliged for your assistance. Thanks to you, I may now resume my travels. Oh, hello. I'm fine. I will rest a while, then return to Firelink Shrine. I have my sorcery, and I will be more cautious next time. Besides, I have an important task at hand.
So he has told us that he is a sorcerer of the school of Vinheim, the Vinheim Dragon Sorcery School. That's pretty much what the area of Vinheim is known for. Their proficiency at sorceries. Their assassins and spies are world-renowned and hired by many different governments, as you find out like when you play the different Dark Souls games, because they are so good at what they do. Another good rule of thumb is if you see a body in a barrel, break the barrel to get the body out, because it normally has stuff on the corpse. And oddly enough, it's got all of the sorcerer's stuff. I wonder what a dead sorcerer was doing locked inside of a room with another sorcerer. Huh. Maybe the fact that Vinheim is known for its spies and assassins has more relevance to Dark Souls 1 than I initially thought. That's kind of cool. I mean, I'm just spitballing there. I don't know for certain if that's who Griggs is, but who knows? It's really interesting. I'm going to try and keep my voice level because I have the sound coming out of my headphones, and I wanted to make sure. I went back and watched some of the first few videos I did, and I noticed that the sound from the game is really, really quiet, and I'm not sure whether that's a super good thing or not. So I'm going to try it like this for a few episodes and take a look. And if it's too loud, I'll go back to the other, or I'll fix it in post. I don't know if I'll be able to, but I'll try. Okay, the reason I'm stopped here is because there are 3 closed doors. We can't see the third one. Well, we can kind of see the third one right there. There's one right there behind some moss. There's one right there, and there's the third one all the way down there. As soon as we get further down the street, we're going to be greeted by another new enemy. Same character model that's been attacking us the entire game, with a different armor set and a different move set based solely on the weapon and shield that it wears. So these are just the Dreglings that we've been fighting the entire time, with a different armor set and a different move set based solely on the shield and weapons that they have. That's what I was talking about last time when I was saying that FromSoft as a game development studio is really good at utilizing their assets and making complex combat situations by recycling enemies in an efficient and fun way. Okay, so we've been met with the dogs, we've been met with the thieves, and now we're going to come up on a situation where we're going to come into contact with both of those elements, but in a much more confined space. So now we have 3 thieves and I believe 2 dogs, but we also have the space to contend with. I find it mildly interesting that they introduce so many different, well, not so many different, but every enemy they introduce thus far is an enemy that can induce bleeding. Because that's dangerous to have when you have characters like the dogs and the thieves that can attack fast and in patterns. Oh. This is actually my second favorite set of armor to wear if I'm not wearing the heavy armor. The Thief Mask and the black leather set. Because it's quite good for as light as it is on its defense. It's the same reason I like the Elite Armor set. Because for its weight class and for its size, it has really good defense. Alright, so we have a boss door here. And this is a boss door. It's not just a random wall of fog. We're going to fight our first demon. And to be absolutely honest, I don't know how it's going to go. This is... well, I'll try and explain it as I fight. It's a small combat arena with 3 enemies. 2 of them are fast and 1 of them is slow but hits hard. 2 dogs and this big demon. And we have to find a way to kill the 2 dogs and then kill the demon, because dealing with them all 3 at once is terrible. So I'm going to go in here. I'm going to immediately run to the left and try not to get hit. Go up these stairs. Uh-oh, that was bad. Oh, wow. I got body locked by the dog. So normally what happens there is the dogs both rush and they run up the stairs behind you, which was what I was trying to get. That's what I was trying to get the dog to do. But he wasn't having it, I guess. That's okay though, because that's a relatively short distance to have to run to get to the next area, so it's not too bad. As I say, I don't think that one enemy was following me, but it might have been. I think the mistake I made in that last boss fight was not going far enough to the corner of the arena at the top level there. But that's okay. Like, I mean, what are you gonna do? Didn't drop anything? No. So, yeah, we're just gonna have to try that again. I executed poorly. That's all there is to it. So the dogs are coming. I'm gonna wait for the dogs. I kind of didn't want that to happen, but that's fine. Collision tech, yay! Just using that little gap in the door to my advantage. Okay. So let's try this one more time and try to go all the way to the edge. Like I didn't do the last time. Man, I fudged that up big time, actually. Okay, so I got the other dog's attention now. Alright, so now we're going to try and fight this guy. And I should be okay now, actually. This should be a pretty unfair fight. If I can get him to fall off the ledge again. Nope, he's not having it. Oh, he's also stuck on the stairs now too. That's kind of bad. I wanted to drop attack him again, but so there's that. And we got the key to the depths. Sorry I didn't talk very much during that. That took a little bit more focus than I anticipated. And I just didn't want to screw up again. So now we have the key to the depths. Let's take a look at the key to the depths. And actually, because it's interesting to me, like the lore implications, I guess. Let's take a look at the homeward bone, too, because I don't believe we've looked at that. Bone fragment reduced to white ash. Return to the last bonfire used for resting. Bonfires are fueled by the bones of the undead. In rare cases, the strong urge of their previous owners to seek bonfires enchants their bones with a homeward instinct. And, sorry, the key. The key to the depths. Key opening the door from the Lower Undead Burg to the depths. Those banished from the Undead Burg eke out their existence in the depths, a damp lair with no trace of sunlight. Nearly half of the depths form a perilous flooded labyrinth. So, that tells us exactly where we're about to go. Another nice bit of environmental storytelling. Courtesy of FromSoft. So, let me think here. I don't know whether I want to go back to the bonfire and level up a bit, or whether I wanted to head straight to the depths. I feel like I can head straight to the depths and be okay, because I have the master key. And you'll see why that becomes important here in a second. So, alright. We've got another issue where we have a tight corridor and a guy standing at the end of the corridor. Obviously, the play to make is to go attack the guy, right? No. Because as soon as we round this corner, this guy's going to try and get us. I don't know that we can hit him from here, but I'm going to try and be cheeky and do that. Nope, that didn't work. Got him that time, though. Alright. So we're going to come around this corridor. And I know there aren't any enemies here, so I'm going to make this a run. The large soul of a lost undead. And boom. Key to the depths. Now this is our way down into our next area. But there's a door up here as well. Climb up the spiral staircase. Guy on a platform. Different combat problem. And it leads us to here. So I'm going to go ahead and buy some of the moss, and I will explain why. I think in the next episode. I'm only going to buy one of these, because I already have some of these. Yeah, I think I'll explain it in what will end up being the next episode. But she's got some good stuff for sale, and we'll come back to that in a second, because this is a nice shortcut. We'll come from the other side of this gate, and we are back at Firelink Shrine. We just have to kill these enemies that are standing in our way. And when we come down the end here, we will be back at Firelink Shrine. Oh, and our mage buddy's here with us.
Oh, hello. I regret meeting you under such compromising circumstances. At least we both made it back unscathed. Did you see them? The 3 young clerics headed for the catacombs to seek kindling. Kindling is the art of feeding bonfires. The poor young girl sent down into a tomb. What a terrible mission she is burdened with. Oh, hello. Terrific to see us both in one piece. And pray that you never go hollow.
Okay, now under normal circumstances, if you have enough intelligence, he will be a vendor that will sell you catalyst and rings and magic that's all good for casters. But because my intelligence is less than, I believe it's 11 is what your intelligence has to be. Because my intelligence is less than 11, he will not, I am not as smart enough to have spells. So he's not going to give me any spells. And we're going to call it. And then when we come back, we'll rest at the bonfire. We'll level up. And we'll go see if we can see those clerics he's talking about. So I'll see you guys next time. Thanks for watching.